Welcome to Beans, Bangers and Mash. I'm your host Mash, and today we are doing a Switch game review. Now this game is on the eShop and you can buy it for pretty cheap. You can buy it for like $6 now. It's a pretty cheap game, but I think this is actually a very interesting game. Now you can imagine the society is just ravaged with fake news, ravaged with fake false news. We see it even nowadays. We see it through Facebook, we see it through many other social medias and even the news. But what if I could tell you that you could be one of the primers, one of the instigators of this fake news if you do choose. So this game is all about false news, fake news that you can try to prevent or that you can actually take advantage of. It's all about a society called Novistan, and Novistan is a fictional country in this game, and there is absolutely chaos just ravaging. You have a genetic disease that is brewing, creating an epidemic. Also have a corrupted prime minister. You also have a drug problem within the society, crime problem as well, and maybe over policing. And it's the way you publish stories that affect the society. Because you are a producer on a news channel, you get paid every single day, and it's a day and night cycle. So you come to work each day and the boss tells you what to do. The boss tells you maybe accept one of the articles that was talking about the Prime Minister's speech the other night. So you can accept that. But believe it or not, the stories you choose are going to affect your society. Since basically Novistan News is the only news network for this country. My God, can I just say, once your day is complete and you walk around these 2D streets, you can see chaos brew if you choose the wrong stories. You can also see protests, you can also see some crime as well unfold. Even you can also see some people jumping off the buildings if the news affects them. And then you can create your own false stories as well to even enhance the scaremongering tactic towards the citizens of Novistan. There's just so much variety as well. In this game, you have 3 strikes and you're out. You can even go far enough for citizens to get so damn angry reading the news to even assassinate their prime ministers. It's a very well focused and balanced game as well, and there's just so many strategic tactics you can use. And certainly there are some social needs as well, where you can interact throughout the night after work. As you're walking down the street, you can interact with another worker called Eve, who could also be your flame, but you could also become enemies. Or you can even walk in the shop and meet another guy, I can't remember his name, but he actually sells you goods. You can also get a dog. There's just a lot of fun to be had with this game. What news you choose really affects the society, and I'm not going to spoil much of what the game holds, but it can lead to people dying if you create this false news. Because certainly Novistan has also an immigrant problem as well. So the society, if you print something bad about immigrants, some of the civilians are going to turn on immigrants and just protest non-stop. They're also talking about healthcare, how you can actually influence healthcare for a nation, but if you choose the wrong story, it can really lead to absolute chaos. My God, when I say chaos, you can see buildings starting to burn because there are riots if you post misleading information and the civilians actually fucking believe you. For visuals, the visuals are actually pretty good. It's a nice looking game as well. I do love how the screen really changes as things start to really heat up within the story, such as riots and everything. You can actually see some really graphic stuff, even killings as well as you're walking down that street towards your home after hard days of work. So visuals, I'll probably give this a solid 5 out of 10. For value, man, a 9 out of 10 for value. For gameplay, it's a pretty easy game to play. It's just all you have to do is just choose what stories you put on and also interact with the other characters in the story. So the gameplay is pretty easy, so it gets a solid 6 out of 10. But what really bugs me, actual audio. The audio isn't that great. It's got the same monotonous tune over and over again, and it gets quite on your nerves. Sometimes you have to turn it fucking down because it's that annoying. And sometimes the owl actually forgets what actually happens. So one night there could be riots, and the next day after there is nothing. There is nothing. So sometimes the game is quite forgetful of the previous events, but it's a solid game for the price. Altogether, Headliner NoviNews, it will get a solid 6.5 out of 10. So guys, that's where I leave you for this game review. Hope you did enjoy it. Comment below if you've actually played this game, and comment below if you're actually going to play this game, and I will see you in the next video.